the Phillies have a date with the Atlanta Braves in the National League Division Series. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Phillies Hot Stove Media and Cherry Cap in last night's game between the Phillies and the St. Louis Cardinals, as the Phillies defeat the Cardinals by a final score of 2-0 as they sweep out this National League Wildcard Series and now have a date with the Braves in an NLDS. Thank you guys for getting into this video. Please subscribe if you have not yet. Please turn on the bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. So the Phillies have won their first playoff series since 2010. It doesn't even seem real. Now, it doesn't even seem real. Before I talk more about this game, I'd like to congratulate Albert Pujols and Yadier Molina on having a great career. I mean, two good people in the baseball industry who fought hard their whole entire career, who were, wonderful players that played the game with integrity. And I wish them all the best as they head into retirement. And also just, classy move, how much attention they did get this season. I'm glad that, at least they were able to experience the taste of the playoffs. But I'm sorry. I want to beat you guys. You know what I mean? If you're playing against my favorite team, I want to beat you. I'm sorry. Nothing personal. Still doesn't change the fact that I still think that, they definitely had a very positive impact on the game of baseball. But I am glad that we are moving on. Of course, the question is, can we beat the Braves? And that really remains the question, right? I mean, it certainly is not going to be easy. The odds are certainly stacked against us, as they should be. I mean, the Braves are clearly the better team. Not always does the better team win. And it doesn't always happen. Of course, the Nationals were not better than the Dodgers in 2019, and they ended up beating them in the National League Division Series. They thought they had no chance at all, and they ended up doing it. So anything can happen in baseball. Anything can happen. If you get in the playoffs, anything can happen. We've seen that many, many times before. How about that? Doesn't even seem real. I didn't even think the Phillies would even get in the playoffs, let alone win a series in the playoffs, and they have done that. And for the first time in Bryce Harper's career, he has won a playoff series. Now, in his career, he has not made it out of the division series, so hopefully that does change this year. As we pick up the scoring summary here in the top of the second inning, Bryce Harper gets a hold of one as he homers on a fly ball to right field. First pitch swinging, you hang it or you bang it. That ball was a no-doubter. There it goes. See ya. Great call from Michael Kay. The Phillies now lead it 1-0. Harper's first home run in the postseason since 2017 against the Chicago Cubs when he hit that mammoth blast in the second deck. So that is the last time he has homered in a postseason game. So 5 years later, he does it again. His next chance in the postseason. So 1-0 Philadelphia. So we jump off to a pretty fast start. Then we pick it up here in the top of the fifth inning. Kyle Schwarber hits a sacrifice fly to right field. It was a question if it was deep enough, and Albert Bohm comes around and scores. As it got the job done, and it's now 2-0 Phil. So Kyle Schwarber with some fundamental baseball once again, back-to-back days. He did that. So I'd love to see that. And that would be your final 2-0 Philadelphia. They're going to moving on to the division series to face the Atlanta Braves. To be determined the first pitch on Tuesday night. We're still waiting to hear what the game time start will be. But the Phillies are going to be headed back to the bank next weekend. Get excited. Get excited. Think about that. I mean, this ballpark is going to be absolutely packed. We're going to the ballpark. We're cold. It's October. We're watching the Phillies play. That's what you want. That's what you want. Something we haven't seen in 11 years. Kyle Schwarber out of the leadoff spot goes hitless, but he was able to collect an RBI on the sac fly. He also goes down strikes twice as well. Not much out of him in this series. And Rhys Hoskins goes 0 for 9 in this series, as he also went down strikes once last night as well. Not much out of him. In the big game, he just doesn't really come through. He just doesn't get the job done. And that's why he, always has one walk-off career hit. And that's just crazy. And JT Muto goes hitless last night, but was able to draw 2 walks. Still very productive out of JT. And Bryce Harper. I would say your Phillies Hot Stove Media Player of the Game, but we'll get to the guy that I really think deserves it. But Bryce Harper certainly a runner-up for this one. 2 knocks last night, the solo home run and the double. Harper had a very productive night last night. 286 average now for these first 2 games. Ever since that final at-bat, on the Friday afternoon, he's been looking pretty good. That great walk, of course, he was in a 1-2 count, battles back and draws that walk. He had a great day yesterday. And Nick Castellanos goes hitless as well, as he went 0 for 7 in this series. So not much out of him, and that's what you expect, I guess. And Albert Bohm collects a knock last night as well. Also scores one of the Phils 2 runs. on the Kyle Schwarber sac fly, and also draws 2 walks. Alec Boehm, very productive last night. 400 average, robs Nolan Arenado of extra bases. I mean, a little taste of your medicine right there. That's just, like, as soon as that ball was hit, and Alec Boehm caught it, I said, that's a taste of your medicine right there, Nolan Arenado. And then Michael Gay said it like 5 seconds later. So, I mean, like, I loved it. He was stunned. Brandon Marsh gets to start on center and collects a knock as well. He had a very good series, and Gene Segura gets to start at second, goes hitless in this one, and Bryson Stott gets to start at short as he also goes hitless, but he was able to draw a walk. This offense only manages to collect 4 hits on 2 runs while we're out hit 7-4 from the St. Louis Cardinals. So think about that for a second. We were out hit. We were able to draw 5 walks. We struck out 7 times last night as a team. So this offense does need to wake up a little bit, right? I mean, I'm not complaining. We won a playoff series, and we're moving on to the National League Division Series to face the defending World Series champion Atlanta Braves. I'm in no way complaining. But the only thing I'm saying is, hey, if we're going to be playing the Atlanta Braves, teams like the Dodgers, if you even make it this far, a team like the Yankees or the Astros in the World Series, it's going to be hard to get away with only scoring 2 runs in a game. It's going to be very, very hard to do that. And guess what? I mean, guys by the names of Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola aren't going to be starting every game for you. Okay? I mean, that's just not realistic. So we have to keep that in mind here. But really winning these first 10 games of the series and completing the sweep, you get the day off today, you get the day off tomorrow, and then you have Tuesday. I mean, that is just a huge advantage because Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola are most likely going to be able to go Game 2 and Game 3. At the very least. So just think about that for a second. I mean, that is going to be a huge advantage. While the New York Mets, I mean, unfortunately did win last night. I mean, oh my gosh, the Phillies clinched last night. The Guardians clinched yesterday afternoon. That was a crazy long game. That was just ridiculous how long that game took. And then, of course, the Seattle Mariners upset the Toronto Blue Jays. I'm so glad to see the Blue Jays out of playoffs. I mean, they just kick our butt, so I'm glad to see them lose. And, of course, the Seattle Mariners are moving on to the ALDS to face the Houston Astros. The Mets and Padres, I mean, that's yet to be determined. Of course, I am really pulling for those San Diego Padres. Come on, guys. Let's go. Come on. Eliminate those Mets. Let's go, Padres. Take a look at Aaron Nola's start. 6 2/3, 4 hits. Didn't allow any runs, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. I mean, one heck of a start last night. I mean, the Phillies got such great production from Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola in these 2 games. I mean, incredible. I couldn't be prouder, as Aaron Nola does get the win, despite Zach Wheeler unfortunately not getting the win, even though he deserved to get the win. Aaron Nola collects his first career win in the postseason and his first career start in the postseason. So, I mean, has he figured out how to pitch in a big game? Because he clearly was good here, in September/October of this year, and it makes his first postseason start, and he was very, very good. I mean, he was dominant. I think maybe has the curse been broken? As Aaron Nola finally learned how to pitch in a big game. Stuff was just so dominant. They just couldn't touch him at all. It was just downright unfair. It was just so disgusting his stuff last night. It was just incredible. Jose Alvarado, 2/3 innings, 1 walk. Going back to Aaron Nola here a little bit, I mean, gets the first 2 outs in the 7th inning, then allows a single, then Rob Thompson takes him out of the game. And I don't mean to go after Rob Thompson here. I do like Rob Thompson, but to have some more confidence in your players. Not just pitchers, but just players in general. Have more confidence, in Aaron Nola. He can work himself out of it. And think about, there were 2 outs. It was a 2-out single. Oh, let's take him out of the game. Yes, I understand. It's a playoff game. I completely understand. You don't want to fool around. But it wasn't a double. It wasn't a triple. It was a single. And he was mowing these guys down all night. Yadier Molina was coming up. No disrespect, but I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I mean, just leave him in. I mean, he could have just went the 7 innings. But Jose Alvarado was luckily able to get the job done. Anthony Dominguez comes in and pitches 2/3 innings, 2 strikeouts. He also allowed a hit. And Zach Eflin, an inning, he was able to collect the first 2 outs very easily, sort of like what happened on Friday afternoon. Then allows 2 hits, first and third, 2 out. And then he gets pop out in foul territory, and it is tracked down. And the Phillies are moving on to the National League Division Series. Let's go. Zach Eflin collects the save. So congratulations to him. So I do like him in that role. I really, really do. And I'm going to give this pitching staff so much credit. I mean, you have the likely NL MVP Paul Goldschmidt in this series going hitless. You have Nolan Arenado going 1 for 8. I mean, we just mowed these guys down. I mean, wonderful job. Of course, Albert Pujols singled twice last night. He was pulled from the game. He got a standing ovation. I mean, just incredible. I mean, one heck of a career he had. Congratulations to him once again on having that wonderful career. And same thing goes to Yadier Molina, but even more so Albert Pujols because, I mean, my oh my, he just played the game for so long. It's just like incredible. It's just incredible when I really think about it. I mean, he's been playing the game longer than I've been alive. I mean, think about that. I'm almost 19 years old. I'm almost 19 years old. He started playing the game 3 years before I was born. 3 years before I was born, up in the big leagues. I mean, that's just incredible. It is just truly incredible. So, one heck of a job by this pitching staff with keeping these Cardinals hitters absolutely silent. We dominated these guys, and I just love it. I mean, I did not expect for this to happen. So, one heck of a job. I mean, they were executing their stuff well. I mean, they knew what to do. They knew what to do. As I said, I'd like to see some more offense. I'd like to see some more offense. So, Ranger Suarez, your likely starter for Tuesday night's game. And another thing. With facing the Atlanta Braves and, Ranger Suarez starting this ball game, he has a week of rest. Think about it. His last start was against the Houston Astros where he got absolutely right. By the time we get to Tuesday, it's going to be a week ago. So think about that. I mean, he's going to have a week of rest. So, I mean, that's going to be really, really, a huge plus, especially coming from a guy that doesn't really have a whole lot of stamina. Ranger Suarez does not have a whole lot of stamina, so he's going to have a week to rest that arm. So that is going to be a big advantage right there. So as I said, I mean, it's possible that Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola can start Game 2 and Game 3 of the series. Put me on the spot. Do I think that we would beat the Braves to move on to the National League Championship Series? I don't. I do not. I do not think we will beat the Braves. This is just my honest opinion. I mean, the odds are against us. I mean, look at the statistics. I mean, we are clearly underdogs here. I mean, the Atlanta Braves have proven that they are the better team than the Phillies. But the Phillies do come out on top in this series. It doesn't just mean they're the better team. That's what happens in the playoffs. As I said, going back to 2019, I said this at the beginning. The Washington Nationals facing the Los Angeles Dodgers in the 2019 National League Division Series. The Nationals, of course, came out on top in 5 games. Were the Nationals better than the Dodgers? I don't really think they were. I really don't think they were. But they just played better in that series than the Dodgers did, and that's why they moved on. You don't have to beat a better team to win the World Series, or even win a playoff series in that matter. And honestly, I don't know if we were that better than the Cardinals. I'll be honest. And guess what? We beat them. It happens all the time. Happened with the Mariners and the Blue Jays. You know what I mean? I think everybody expected the Blue Jays to take care of business. They're at home. The Mariners inexperienced in the playoffs, haven't been in the playoffs for quite a number of years. So it's just incredible. It's just incredible. So anything can happen. But the Braves just have a way of playing in the postseason. So I think it's going to be very, very challenging. As of course, the first 2 games, and of course, the game time starts have not been determined. The first 2 games in Atlanta, 2 at Citizens Bank, there's 1 in Atlanta. That Sunday night game, if it's played. Another announcement: I will not be covering the MLB postseason other than the Phillies. So I'm going to be strictly covering the Phillies here. If you all remember, in years past, 2019, 2020, 2021, I have recapped wild card series. I did that in 2020. Of course, last year I recapped the 2 wild card games. I did the division series in both leagues. Championship Series, World Series. Not doing it this year. I'm not doing it this year, regardless of what the Phillies do. No matter where they end, I will be taking the rest of the month off. My college work is certainly starting to pick up. I'm just gotten very busy. My life has gotten very busy, and I really only have time to really focus on this. So I'm going to be strictly covering the Phillies here in the postseason. This is just incredible. The fact we're even just going to make it to the National League Division Series, I'm just so proud of these guys. And even if we could possibly beat the Braves and upset them, oh my gosh, that would be incredible. That would be incredible. Hopefully the Padres could take care of business tonight against the Mets. And let's say maybe they upset the Dodgers. Who knows? The Dodgers have always had a history of just choking in the playoffs. And they did it in 2018, 2019. Of course, they didn't do it in 2020. They almost did, though. The championship series against the Braves. They did it last year. It just every year it seems like, other than 2020, they just didn't do a good job in the postseason. So hopefully that happens again. And of course, if it's a Phillies, Padres, NLCS, I'd say the chances of that happening are very unlikely. But I think we have a realistic chance to make it to the World Series. Of course, let's not get too ahead of ourselves. But if it does work out like that, then oh man, that would be incredible. That would just be incredible. A lot has to happen for these events to take place. So guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please turn on that notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media. Link in the description section at Phillies Hats Media, Instagram. Follow me on Twitter at PHI Media. Card text 267-225-5092. Email me, phillieshatsmedia@gmail.com. So guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm Luke and I'll talk to you. Let's go Phillies. See you guys.